Hello everyone and welcome back to another video. So we're back here again to try and make a TBR work for me because basically I have gotten too many books from the library. I've checked out way too many. I've bought too many books and I need to be reading something because there's too many books everywhere and I just don't have like the mental space to read them all right now, and I'm slowly getting into a reading slump because I'm so indecisive about what to read and I have too many options around me. So I thought I would use this May TBR in order to shorten the list of books I can read in a month to my TBR, and then through there I can choose which ones I want to read at certain times, but I can only pick from my TBR. I'm doing this in hopes that I will be able to lessen the amount of options in my life and make a more decisive decision instead of being indecisive and reading like 100 pages of a book and then putting it down and then never picking it up again. And also because of this reading slump that I'm kind of in right now, I am not finishing books. I'm kind of just picking up everything and not really getting to the end of anything. I'm just kind of reading pages of certain books and then putting them down and then reading pages of other books. So I still would like to be doing that, but I would like a smaller list of books that I can actually do that from, so my mind isn't always like, oh, I should read, I don't know, I still haven't read Legendborn, so I'm like, oh, I should read Legendborn, it's on my shelf. But like, if it's not on my TBR, then for this month, I can't read it. It's basically the rule I'm making, which Legendborn honestly might be on my May TBR. I'm not sure yet. I haven't really decided. So we're gonna be doing that right now. I'm very excited to take you on this journey with me. I have my 2021 reading journal right by my side. I guess we're gonna start off with decorating my May spread, because let me just show you right now what I do. Okay, basically what I've been doing for each month is I've been printing out some movie images. The first month, January, was Wolf Walkers, and then February I did Tangled, and then March I did Snow White. Okay, I did one for April, but I forgot. I think it's called Over the Moon. Yeah, I did April. I did Over the Moon for April. So I've been doing a lot of that recently, and I've really been loving it because it's kind of fun to print out images from a movie I've watched that month or something I've been really loving that month. Just like, or it's normally like, what does this month feel like? Like, what did April feel like to me? What did January feel like to me? And those are the movies I've been picking. Like, February was definitely a Tangled kind of month. Like, that's just how it felt in my mind, if that makes any sense. So, and then April was definitely a Over the Moon type of month. I think it's called Over the Moon, I'm not sure, because of all the colors and how colorful all these images are, and also just the movie. I had watched it that month, I believe. No, I watched it in March, so I was really feeling like making that my spread for April. So that is what I did. And then all I do is I write down the book and then my thoughts about each one. So I would like to do that for May. I don't know what I'm feeling for May. I don't really know what movie I'm feeling. What did I watch recently? I could do Shadow and Bone for May, but Shadow and Bone is so like, it's very green and it's very dark, and I don't know if that's the vibe I'm looking for. I think I want to do Shadow and Bone. Okay. Let me go. Actually, I'll move you with me. Okay, we're gonna take a little trip in my room. So basically what I do is I just search up Shadow and Bone, And then usually I just look through all of these pictures and try to decide which one I can like chop up a little bit to fit inside of my notebook. There's a lot of them. I've never done one with like real people, so this is gonna be a little bit difficult to find one that works very well, but I think we can do it. This looks really pretty. Ooh, I can take these poster stuff. Oh, but it's only that part of their face. Okay, wait. Maybe we can do a shadow and bone PNG. Okay, this is how they look printed out. Now I'm going to remove them from this and basically just cut them up a little bit so it's just their bodies instead of the backgrounds. This picture of Jesper is a little too big, but I think I have an idea of how I'm going to deal with that. But they look beautiful printed on photo paper, and I'm very excited to be putting them in my journal. Alright, so I have printed out all the pretty pictures. They look very nice. I'm very happy with every single one of them. The only one I messed up a little bit is Jesper's hair and the goat's ear in this one and the goat's head, because I didn't know where they landed because everything got really dark on this side of the picture, but I think I did a fine job. So the goal is now to put it into my notebook. On this side, I have a BIPOC fantasy master list. I'm trying to make a list of all of the BIPOC authors writing fantasy, whether it be adult or young adult or even middle grade. My goal is to have this master list here because I realized a lot of my fantasy reading was very white, male focused, so I'm hoping to expand, and I have been actually. I've been reading a couple of these, but I made this in the middle, so sometimes I do that, was what I was trying to talk about. Sometimes in the middle of the month I decide I need a list of something, I need a list of contemporaries, or I need a list of fantasy, whatever. I will make a list in between my spreads, just because I didn't like leave enough space in the beginning pages, but I don't mind that. I kind of like doing it throughout the month to see what I was interested in and what type of lists I was making. So that is what I do. I made that one in April, and I have one blank page right here for these pictures. What I'm thinking, I wish you could see this better, but I also want to talk to the camera, so I don't know. What I'm thinking is doing it like this, kind of. I think okay. We could do it like this and then put them behind like that. I kind of like that, a little collage type thing. And then, since I'm doing a May TBR, I'm gonna write my list of TBR for this month. Why can't I talk? So I think we're gonna do the two goats like this, or yeah, do we like that? I usually don't do collage, but I'm kind of liking the collage idea this time. Or I might just put Kaz on this page, on this side. Maybe. Okay, we'll see. I'm gonna get to gluing. Oh no, okay. Alright. I was also just watching Emmy from her channel. I was watching Emma from her channel Emmy. I think her name is Emma, or it might be Emmy, but I'm pretty sure it's Emma. And I've been falling in love with her channel because she talks about classics, but then she also talks about any other books as well, and just like her books that she's interested in. And she has such like a soothing voice, and then she also has just a beautiful bookshelf, and then just like a beautiful area that she lives in. So I love watching her because of like just the way she makes her videos so calming and so relaxing. I usually play it right before I'm going to sleep, or I don't know what I do, but yeah. So I got inspiration to make a list of TBR. I didn't get an inspiration to make my TBR because of her, because obviously everybody's been doing TBRs, but she mentioned in one of her videos that she wanted to structure her reading a little bit more in 2021, and I was like, yeah, I think I want to do that too. So that's why we're trying this out. That's kind of what inspired me to do this. So let us begin. I just don't want to use this glue because it's gonna make the paper a little gross. So I might honestly just use some tape. Yeah, let's just use some tape and see what happens. Okay, so I kind of want to make really thin, tiny things of tape. I still like haven't decided what I want to put on this TBR. My goal is to put a range of genres, so then I don't feel too kept to one genre, because I don't really react well to that. So I would like to do that. I also want to do more of like not including an entire series, because I've realized that my interests don't lie in reading an entire series all at once. I think I like to take my time. I don't know. This reading slump has really just made me think a lot about my reading and how I want to be reading, which is nice. But at the same time, I would rather not be in a reading slump. That would also be nice. So I don't really know how to feel about that. Yeah, so I've been trying to read books. I'm currently reading, okay, hold on. Oh, okay. Okay, that's cute. Okay, so I have this down. Oh no, okay, wait, I messed it up. I just realized Kaz's shoulder is straight, so it has to go on the edge. This little thing right here. Cute. Alright, so this is how it looks. I'm going to put this picture. I've been in a reading slump for like 2 weeks, 3 weeks, I don't know. And I'm reading Shadow and Bone, and that's been a really nice time, but I don't always want to be reading Shadow and Bone because of my reading slump. And because I realized like how many of the changes in the TV show were just done really well. Did I also mention that I watched the TV show? That was a thing that happened. Yeah, I watched... Okay, this is cute. I watched the TV show and I really loved it, and I thought it was such a fun time. And I wanted to go back and read the books because I kind of just wanted to be inside of the world again. And I still love the books. It's just that a lot of the changes that were made in favor of the story. And I really like those changes. And I also don't think the structure of the story is actually very similar to the books. Like, I thought a lot changed in the beginning before I reread the series, but I realized a lot of what was done in the book was kept in the TV show. It was just the like small things were changed. Like, for example, Alina's gloves that are handed to her by David, also love David, are actually supposed to just help her with the light, and in the books she uses that after she escapes from the Darkling just to like reflect the light and then help her focus it better. But in the TV show, it's actually a weapon and a way to control Alina that the Darkling wanted to use, and she didn't need to use it in the TV show, which is really nice because it showed how much she had grown with her power, which I liked. So that was a really nice change. I think the gloves in the book feel a bit unnecessary and we don't really care about them. So not having them in the TV show just makes her look a lot more powerful, which is awesome. But yeah. Okay, let me just show you what I'm doing. Okay, I have completed this section, and then I think before I write anything, I'm going to put Kaz somewhere around here. I already lost Jesper's. Oh, right here. Okay, I'm gonna put Jesper right here. It's very blue, and then Kaz is very green, so I think I want to separate them and just do a little bit of this. Yeah, okay. I'm gonna do that and then get back. All right, I've pasted the Jesper one. You can see a little bit of tape, but I don't mind that. And then I've posted the Kaz one. They look so cute together. My TBR, it's gonna go here. My, just like books I wanna talk about and what I'm reading and information about them, it's gonna go here and for the rest of the pages, but it looks very cute. Okay, I did the letters and I wish I had recorded me doing them, but I don't think they would have turned out as good. And I practiced here and I did it here and I really like how I did it. I tried more of like the scratchy look instead of like filling it in, and I really like how this turned out. It looks awesome with all of this, so I'm very excited for this. I'm not sure if I want to add shadows. I'll decide that later. I don't want to make any decisions yet. But basically this is where my books read is gonna go, my TBR, as I said. And yeah, it looks so pretty. I'm getting excited. This turned out a little bit wonky, but I honestly don't mind it. It doesn't look bad. And like with everything together, it kind of looks cute, so it's fine. Okay, I was doing well and I was making it look pretty. And then I kind of just got a little too cocky with it, and it just turned out not bad, but also not the best. So this is my TBR. It looks a little wonky. It's not centered. I don't know what was going on in my head, but I don't think it looks bad. So it's fine. I'm just gonna tell myself it's fine, because it is fine. But I was definitely not thinking when I was doing that, and I don't know why. I just like got really excited, so I started doing it really quickly, and this is how the result was. All right, so I'm done decorating. Now we can actually talk about what books I'm thinking about reading in May. You are joining me on the other side of my room to talk about some of the books that I would like to read in May. I'm excited to do this TBR. I'm ready to finally have some structure to my month. It has been a long time since I've been a little organized, so we're gonna try our hardest this month to be as organized as possible because I'm struggling. I'm in a reading slump and I need to do something about it. So this is what we're gonna do. The first 3 books that I'm holding right here are the 3 that I'm currently reading. So let's start off with the first one, Shadow and Bone by Leigh Bardugo. I'm reading this because I watched the TV show, obviously, and I talked about it when I was making my May journal. I'm very excited to be in the middle of this book. I am on page 282, chapter 18. I'm almost done. I have about 70 pages left, and it's been a good time. It's been an awesome time. I've been annotating the crap out of this. Like literally, I'll just underline like full-on paragraphs because I'm enjoying this read so much. Also, I am recognizing all of the instances that the book and TV show are different and underlining them, so it's taking me a bit longer to read this. And I haven't been feeling like picking this up and reading it all the way through. I've definitely been taking my time with this book and interspersing it with the other two books right here. The next book on my list is On Earth I can't say briefly. On Earth We're Briefly Gorgeous by Ocean Vuong. So I got this book at a used bookstore for $10, and $10 seems like a lot, I feel like, for books in a used bookstore, but at the same time, for this book, it's in prime condition. It's also like $30 on some of the sites I've seen, and I'm just happy that I was able to get it for such a smaller price, and I've always wanted to read this book, so I'm happy to have it. I am 28 pages into the book. I've also been using bookmarks. This is a bookmark that I got from Blackwell's, a other bookstore that is in the UK. So I'm reading this, enjoying it very much. I am definitely taking my time with this book because that's usually what I have to do with literary fiction and just adult fiction in general, because of how many beautiful words there are in it. I just don't understand all of it when I am reading it and trying to get through it really quickly, so I have to go super slowly and take my time and read each page with care in order to understand what's happening and what the beautiful writing actually means, because there's some metaphors and similes and stuff that sometimes I just don't understand right away. So we're reading through this while also reading this, and it's been an interesting time. These are two very different books, and I think that's honestly helping with my reading slump because I have options. You know, this entire video is about having options for me. Okay, the next book that I picked up is Giovanni's Room by James Baldwin. I picked this up specifically because on Emma's channel, which is called Emmy, I went to one of her videos that were talking about the books I could read as a beginner, starting my reading into classic literature, and she mentioned Giovanni's Room by James Baldwin. She said it was super readable and just not as dense as what I believe classics to be, and I started it and I read 6 pages and it was very, very much readable. I was very surprised because my idea of classics is very much that I won't understand a thing they're saying and I'll only catch specific sentences. But I think through this book and a couple others that I also picked up because of her recommendations, I will be able to understand classics and dive deeper into that genre. And I'm excited for it because I would like to be reading more classics. I just don't, because I always stray away from the brain power it takes me to understand a classic. But I think if I start off slowly and I read books that have an easier time understanding it, then I can get farther into classics and read bigger books and thicker books and denser books that have a lot more. For example, another book, War and Peace, that has about 600 characters in it that you have to follow, and I don't think I would be able to do that in this moment, but I hope to at some point in the future. So, picked up Giovanni's Room. You'll also be seeing a couple others, maybe in this TBR, or maybe in another TBR where I'm reading a couple other beginner classics that I'm excited to be trying and getting into. I'm actually very, very excited for my classics journey. The next books I would like to read is another Leigh Bardugo novel, and that is King of Scars and Rule of Wolves. Also, before I say this, I'm not reading Siege and Storm and Ruin and Rising because I just don't feel like it. I wanted to read Shadow and Bone because I wanted to get back into the world because of the TV show, and I love the characters so much that I just wanted to experience them again through the book. But I don't feel the need to read Siege and Storm and Ruin and Rising. If I were to read it, it would be because of Nikolai, but we got a bunch of Nikolai right here, so I don't think that's a necessity either. So I'm reading King of Scars, very excited to be starting this book. I've had this book in my room for a while now, and it's gonna be a good time. I already know because of Nikolai, it's gonna be a great time. And yeah, that's all I gotta say about it. And Zoya's in here, so that's also gonna be a good time. Also some new characters that I don't really know yet. So, very excited for this and this as well. I'm pretty sure this is going to be happening in May because this is a library book, and I'd like to be giving this book back to the library right away when I finish, because I know there's going to be a lot of other people who want to be reading this and picking this up from the library. I was also very lucky with picking up this book from the library because I put it on hold before the book was even bought by my library. So in that way, there's also a lot of other people who did that, but like in that way, I was able to get it a lot quicker than I would have if I had waited until they had got the book into their possession. Oh my gosh. Okay, wait, can you see that? That's beautiful. Okay, I'm very excited. And now we're moving to just like stuff on my shelves that I would like to be reading. Radio Silence by Alice Osman. This is a reread for my third time. It'll be my third time if I do end up reading this. This I'm picking up because I know May is gonna be a super stressful month for me because I have a lot of work, and it's the end of my semester, and these last like 4 or 5 weeks are just gonna be a lot on my plate. So I would like to be reading Radio Silence because this book really grounds me. It really helps me like calm myself because I'm used to the story. I know the story. I've reread this twice already, and I just love the characters, and this book just makes me feel so good inside. So having this as a option is going to be good for me and my mental health. Now I have to look for some other books that I would like to be reading. But before we do that, let's write this down in my May TBR, in my journal. Now we have a look at my TBR cart, not my TBR cart, my library book cart, which is basically my TBR cart because these are all to be read books. But from this, I would like to pick up some contemporaries that I'm hoping to read because I do think I have enough fantasy. I feel like, what do I have? I just have the Leigh Bardugo fantasy. Okay, JK. I might pick up a fantasy as well. I also have books back here. Okay, so yeah, I might pick up a fantasy, and then I'm definitely going to pick up some contemporaries to put on this list. So also, contemporaries I usually get through really quickly, and I think sometimes reading contemporaries can put me in a reading slump because I can read so many at such a quick pace, but then I get sick and tired. Not of reading, but I think of maybe of reading. Yeah, I get sick and tired of reading at times because I read so many at a time and I don't give myself any break. Okay, wait, this just caught my eye because, oh my gosh, look at the inside. It's like glossy. Okay, I'm gonna be picking up Yoke. Yeah, okay. This is a book that just came out recently, and I was really excited to read it, mainly because of the cover. And I've heard a lot about Mary H.K. Joy. I've never read any of her other books. I've definitely picked up Emergency Contact and then didn't really get through it because I think I was reading either an audiobook or a ebook, and at that time I wasn't interested in reading in those formats. I wanted to read physically. So I think I'm gonna be reading this. Yeah, look at this cover first off, and then the little hands that follow through. The next book I'd like to read is The Knockout by Sajni Patel. I'd like to be reading this because I read the first couple pages and absolutely loved the writing. Okay, next book I would like to be reading is Super Fake Love Song by David Yoon. I loved Frankly in Love. It was such a good book, one of my best books of all time, so I'd like to be reading this book. Also, I heard that this book is not a sequel to Frankly in Love. I don't know why I thought it was. The covers don't even look the same, but apparently it's not a sequel. Apparently it's just about some characters in Frankly in Love. The only thing is, I did read the first couple pages and it confused the heck out of me. The writing style was so off for some reason, but I'm willing to try again because it is David Yoon, and I think I was just sleepy that day. I'm gonna make that excuse until I pick it back up. Alright. I keep dropping books. Okay. I'm getting quite a stack. These plus the other books I just put on my TBR, but that's okay. I don't have to read everything, is what I'm telling myself. Okay. I'm trying to see. Do I have a nonfiction on this TBR? I already forgot what I put on it. I would like to be reading How to Do Nothing, Resisting the Attention Economy by Jenny Odell. This book, I've just heard very mixed reviews. Some people like it, some people don't, but I think the people who do not like it are people who just don't relate to this, like, lifestyle, I guess. The way they live their lives doesn't pertain to how this book that was my mother. This book does not pertain to their lives in a way, because I think there's some stuff about like hustle culture, which is something someone talked about. Oh, Iris Messenger, they talked about them not relating to the hustle culture aspect of this, which I don't think I will either, but I also think I will. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see when I pick this up. I just read the first sentence and it seemed pretty good. So, sure. I don't have to read this. Nivy, this is your message within this video. You don't have to read every single book on your TBR. It's okay if you don't finish the books you read on your TBR. And if you're feeling a different book, no. I was about to say, if you want to read something else off of your TBR, go ahead and read it. No, we're not doing that this month. We're reading only the things on the TBR, but you don't have to finish every single book on it. Okay. I wanted to do a fantasy. I have so many books I'm reading. Okay. So many options. I'm kind of looking at the Cemetery Boys right now. That one is also, like, I have a time limit because it is going to be overdue at my library. I've heard a lot about this book, and I'm excited for it. So, we're going to be picking up Cemetery Boys by Aiden Thomas. I've heard so many good things about this book. I've never heard a bad thing about this book. And apparently there was like some cool stuff that happened that made it get onto the New York Times bestseller. I'm not sure. I remember this book being a big deal a while ago, and it still continues to be a big deal. So I'm pretty sure I'm going to love it. It is a fantasy book, so I think that is a good way to go, just to break away from reading so much Leigh Bardugo, because I'm gonna love Nikolai in Rule of Wolves and King of Scars. However, I do know that me being in the Grishaverse for so long is gonna be really nice, but at the same time, I'm gonna feel that I need some other fantasies to break up that. So, Cemetery Boys. is what I will be reading. Okay, now I have this water bottle that I'm gonna put here. Don't fall. Okay, all of the books. Wait. All of the books. Okay, this itself is a pretty hefty TBR for 1 month, plus the other ones. I'm ambitious. I'm ambitious. Okay, let's wrap up with all of the books and just let's do some final thoughts. Alright, I have my entire TBR. This is so many books. It's insanity. I just took a couple of thumbnails. This is insanity. This is a lot of books. And I don't think I've understood that yet. And I think this might be too many options for me. Oh my gosh, it's so many books that you can see the top. Okay. But that's okay. We live and we learn. That's okay. All right. So let's just talk about every single book on this. I just want to mention it briefly, a little summary of every book on this TBR. So we first have How to Do Nothing, Resisting the Attention Economy by Jenny Odell. And we have Cemetery Boys by Aiden Thomas, Super Fake Love Song by David Yoon, The Knockout by Sajni Patel, Yoke by Mary H.K. Choi, Radio Silence by Alice Osman, Shadow and Bone by Leigh Bardugo. I can't get it. Okay. On Earth We're Briefly Gorgeous by Ocean Vuong. I almost said James Baldwin. Giovanni's Room by James Baldwin. King of Scars by Leigh Bardugo. And last but not least, this chunky boy, Rule of Wolves by Leigh Bardugo. Now, that is my TBR. I'm very excited to be reading every single one of these books. I cannot wait. Also, this turned out very cute. I'm very excited about this. I tried to do like a gray color because of, you know, the fold or whatever. And then this turned out very nice as well. Excited to be reading every single one of these books, and I can't wait for this adventure. I can't wait to get out of my freaking reading slump. I think I'm gonna do it. I think this just got me really excited to read again, and my mind feels a little bit better knowing that I don't have to read every single book in my room all at once. I can take my time and read and pick from just this TBR right now. That is the end of the video. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see y'all later. See y'all when I hopefully make some reading vlogs for some of these books. I think that's gonna be a fun time. All right, is that all I have to say? I think that's all I have to say. Okay, goodbye.